Yeah, I'll put on... The strap doesn't even do anything, like, on this one, on the black Wiimote, because it doesn't have, like, the weird clipping thing. It's just, like, an impotent little rectangle. Anyway, so much for that intro. Here's the real one. Oh my god, I love the music in this game. But also DDD side-eye? What's up with that? The glare that he was giving, he was like, how dare you pick up royalty on a star like this? I need a monster to clop it at their Kirby. Anyway, as you saw, we are playing... How many different files do I have in this thing? Delete. Yes. Yes! Wow. They don't make it easy for you, do they? File deleted. Do you know what, I'm going to delete this one as well, because then I can do my old reliable trick of copying my save file every recording session, just in case something screws up. As you can see, this is actually my original file from playing the game the first time. Didn't get to 100%, but I got 96%, which is close enough. If you round it up, we're at 100. But yeah, welcome to Kirby's Adventure Wii, otherwise known as Kirby's Return to Dreamland in the States, as far as I know. I don't know why the name was changed here for European territories and in Australia as well, so in PAL in general. But yeah, here we are, Kirby's Adventure Wii. And it starts off with Kirby being like, I've prepared a cake for you. Meta Knight's like, you know what, run along. Oh no! Of course Kirby's like, oh, the food. Precious food. Thanks, buddy. This game is so good. Like, like, today is the 1st of November, it's a new month, kickstarting a new LP. I was wondering in, like, my more recent Pokemon Platinum videos, like, do I want to do, like, a second LP on the side, and if so, like, which one, and stuff like that, and, you know, I decided in the end, yeah, I really do, because, you know, it's nice to kind of get some good momentum going on Pokemon, but I like to have a kind of an action-y kind of game going alongside it, and, you know, the high-octane action of Kirby is just what the doctor ordered, if you ask me. This little freak. Yeah, so, pretty much, like... Oh, sorry, the music. I don't want to interrupt it too much. It's just so good, like, all of it. This is like visual storytelling, the likes of which, like, Gennady Tartakovsky would be proud of. Could you imagine, like, do you know the way, like, he did the Clone Wars, like Star Wars The Clone Wars, and really made it his own? Could you imagine, like, Gennady Tartakovsky being like, no, screw Samurai Jack, screw Primal, I'm going to make a Kirby anime, or like a Kirby animated series. Anyway. What I was saying is what we're pretty much doing here is, as you can tell from the visual storytelling, it's pretty much like Pikmin, where this guy crash lands on Popstar or whatever, loses his ship parts, but and recruits the local wildlife, i.e. me, in this case. Who says i.e. me again? 4 players anytime. Who says i.e. me? There's like some cartoon or something where that's like the person's catchphrase or something. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, he's after recruiting the local wildlife, or the locals, just like in Pikmin, to do his dirty work for him, so... I guess here we are, looking for ship parts. looking for all the parts of Dracula to put him back together. Drac's back, I've got him in the sack, you better watch your back because I'm a vampire killer. This is just like, I love this game because it's just like, it just feels like a classic, good old-fashioned Kirby game, if you ask me. Like, they do have, like, a couple of gimmicks at like, how do I get rid of my power again? Minus. They do have, like, a couple of gimmicks at a certain point, but really it's not very, like, gimmick-focused a lot of the time, which, to be honest, I kind of like. Like, I think, well, I suppose this is, like, did this come, like, before Triple Deluxe? I'm not sure. Like, I feel like this game, like Kirby's Adventure Wii, kind of like was one of the first of many Kirby games that used this kind of engine, this kind of animation, the way that like the abilities work, where you have different moves and stuff like that as well, even though that was in other Kirby games as well, but still, what's down here? Also, this music is quite extra. The like afterwards, you had all of like Planet Robobot and even Star Allies. Like all of them use the same kind of style, pretty much. Here is the gimmick of this Kirby game, which is like every now and then in a level you'll come across these like hyper, like giant versions of enemies, which give you this like hyper giant type of attack or whatever. But you don't see it like, it's not something that you see like all the time. So it's not very like intrusive. Not to say that like in other Kirby games the gimmicks were intrusive, like they generally weren't, you know. It's just I kind of like that this game really is like a classic Kirby action focused game first, and like has like a refreshing new gimmick second, rather than the other way around, if you know what I mean. I think like playing Star Allies, I did get the impression every now and then that I was like, okay, this whole like heart and friend stuff is kind of getting a little bit, it's kind of a little bit too much sometimes, you know, but it's still a great game. Like literally, it was like today for me when I was going, like deciding what game to LP, it was pretty much like 50-50 between this and Star Allies. I kind of had decided, yeah, I'd like to do a Kirby game just because they're a nice like fast-paced to a certain extent, but also kind of easygoing. No like crazy story ramifications to worry about, at least not for now. And you can just like boot it up, plop the game in, and let her rip, you know. I'll go for the sword. So yeah, like, and I was 50-50 between like this and Star Allies, pretty much. Like either one of them I would have enjoyed doing, so. Whoa. Obviously I've got to get my like Kirby muscle memory back, but we got through that alright. So yeah, this Let's Play, I'm not sure whether I'll do it 100%, in terms of doing absolutely everything, every boy and every girl, absolutely everything in the whole wide world. But we're definitely going to do all of the levels and stuff like that, so at least you have that to look forward to. Also, like, I can't... Oh, wow, 1 on the very first go. The, I suppose I never mentioned, I'm recording this on a new capture card. If you were watching the most recent Skyward Sword stream, where we were in Lanairu in the desert and stuff like that, you might remember that I was talking about that I'm getting a new computer. Oh, will that give me the leaf power-up? I actually kind of like the leaf power-up. There's like a couple of new ones in this that I quite like. especially like for bosses, I really like this kind of like weird like up-stabby sort of motion. But also like the leaf tornado is fun too. It's just quite fun. You're a tough little son of a gun, aren't you? But yeah, the leaf power-up, I think it was new in this one. You have like a couple that are pretty new in this Kirby game. Like I think Whip is new as well. Even though it's pretty much like Yo-Yo. What else have you got? I think Water was new in this one as well. So yeah, there's like, and of course you have all your old favorites, and what some like for me, like the most fun thing a lot of the time is just like experimenting with the like the different move pools that each like ability has. Like, do you know the way, like, do you remember in like the Nintendo 64 Kirby and the Crystal Shards or whatever? The most fun thing was like combining the different abilities and like seeing what combinations did what. Well, I find like in this game similarly, like the most fun part of it is just like exploring the different move sets of the different abilities, because like they each have like different ones for your enjoyment. You can check them as well, obviously. You can go here, like some of them are more simple than others, and some of them you'll pretty much, just like any Kirby game, you'll have your favorites, you know, whichever they might be. Leaf and Water are definitely favorites of mine. I like them a lot. But yeah, as I was saying, like on stream, I was talking about that I'm getting like a new computer. I was so excited about like the new MacBooks that were announced, the new MacBook Pros. Ooh, we need to get that. The new MacBook Pros that were announced. I was like so excited about them. And I actually, remember I was saying in Twilight Princess that like this current computer is getting a little bit up there in age, you know. Also, you can do fun stuff with this, like stick onto walls, which is also fun. Actually, I'm a fan of the spike ability. I like any kind of ability where you can use it both like offensively and defensively. I guess that's why I like Spark as well. But yeah, I guess to each their own anyway in the world of Kirby abilities. When the new MacBook Pros were announced, when the new MacBook Pros were announced, the ones with like M1 Pro and M1 Max, I was like, I need a new computer. I saw a broken keyboard, I got a broken keyboard. Whatever, it was 99 cents. It was not 99 cents, like you're talking about like a couple of €1,000. But I literally like went full spec. I was like, I really want one of the new, what's this one? Oh, Beam, I like Beam. I really want one of like the new, 16-inch models with M1 Max, and I beefed up like the processing power just a little bit more, even as if it needed it. Also, I don't think we're gonna have like much trouble with this guy. Gigant Edge, is that literally your name? Just like with other Kirby games, if you beat one of these bosses, well, I think, if I remember in other Kirby games, it's like that as well. If you beat one of those, like, mini-bosses, you're better off, like, taking their ability, because, like, 99 times out of 100, there'll be, like, one of those energy cores that needs precisely that ability in order to get it, so... So yeah, I ordered myself a new MacBook Pro. The lead time on it is going to be, like, about a month, so, wow, we're hitting it with those ones. So it's not going to be here until the end of November, beginning of December. But actually I decided to get a new capture card as well that'll be compatible with because I needed one that'll be compatible with M1. So I'm recording this with like a new Elgato I've had the other one as well for about the same length of time I've had this MacBook Pro, so about like 7 years, so... And this one actually should be compatible with Mac to the extent that I can stream with it with OBS instead of having to use like the weird Windows iMac. So yeah, there's stuff to test out there galore. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this first part of this brand new LP. The time just seems to fly playing Kirby, it's unbelievable. I looked up at my recording interface and it says 16 minutes. I was like, what the hell? We've done like 2 levels and I feel like I've just got started. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this part. In the next part, we will continue with Cookie Country. And yeah, see where we get. Bye now. Kirby's gonna sit down for himself with sword in hand and just have a bit of a rest.